Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode. Today we're going to be working on Unit 4, Lessons 1 and 2. Our theme this time is we're using technology. Of course, you all know that we are in the 21st century, so technology has become an essential or important part of our lives. We cannot live without our mobile phones, our tablets, our laptops, and it's our easiest way of communication with our family and friends. So let's get started with our objectives for the day. We're going to read a range of high frequency words and CVC words. We will read short, simple sentences. We will identify key details in short, familiar texts. We will write short explanatory texts. We will form and use the simple verb tenses, specifically the present continuous. And we will ask and answer questions to get information. Now, we're going to be finding and researching. So first of all, find and number these objects in the picture. Laptop computer, mobile phone, mouse, MP3 player, phone charger, printer, tablet, and number 8 is already crossed out for us, which is the whiteboard. Okay, so let's find it out. B is number 5, which is phone. As for C, it is number 6, which is the printer on the right-hand side of the picture. Letter D is, of course, the tablet, which is number 7. So you need to find it in the picture and point to it. It is on the lower left-hand side. The next one is E, which is number 4, MP3 player. It is on the right side of the tablet. And F is, of course, number 2, the mobile phone. And G is 1, which is the laptop computer. And last but not least, H is, of course, number 3, which is the mouse being used for the laptop or the computer. Now, let's read together about Ziad. I am Ziad, and this is a picture of my classroom. We often use tablets in school. There are 2 laptop computers in the classroom too. One laptop has got a mouse. I don't know why it's called a mouse. Do you know? And there's a printer too. My friend Omar is printing his homework. I have got a mobile phone, but it's in my bag. We don't use our mobile phones in the classroom. Mr. Osman has got a phone on his desk. He's charging his phone with a phone charger, and he's got a new MP3 player. It's small and blue. Can you see it? So, I want you to research, why is a computer mouse called a mouse? If you look at the shape of it, you might be able to get a hint or a gist on why. Of course, it is called a mouse because it looks like a mouse. Now we're going to move on to the reading section questions. We've already read Ziad's description of his classroom. Are these sentences true or false? If you do not remember, you can always go back to the text and reread it slowly. And of course, you need to correct the false sentences. So what are we going to do now? We're going to read the sentences and then label them as T for true or correct and F for false, which is wrong. And once you're done, if something is false, you must correct it with the right information. Number 1 is done. Let's read it together. Ziad has got a mobile phone. Of course, this is T, true, he does. Number 2, all students have got tablets. Is this true or false? Of course, it is false. Some of them have one, not all. Number 3, there are 3 laptop computers in the classroom. You can always go back and count the pictures. And the answer is false. There are 2 laptop computers in the classroom. And number 4, Ziad has got a new MP3 player. Of course, this is false because his teacher, Mr. Osman, is the one who has got a new MP3 player. I'd like you to remember prepositions like next to, behind, in front of, under, or near, because you may use them to describe the location of an object or a person. Now we will move on to the listening section. We will listen to the description of the classroom and tick the correct picture. So what are we going to do now? We will look at the 3 pictures and listen to the listening audio and choose which classroom is being described. So you must know the objects and where they are to be able to pick the correct answer.
There's a laptop computer on the table. Under the table, there is a printer. There isn't an MP3 player, but there are 2 mobile phones near the laptop. The laptop has got a mouse.
Okay, so there is a printer. There isn't a phone charger. Is there an MP3 player? There are 2 laptops. There aren't any tablets. Are there any mobile phones? Now, which is the correct description, guys? If you're not sure, you can always listen to the text, to the audio text one more time. And the answer is picture C, of course, because there's a mouse attached to the laptop. As for the other 2 pictures, there is no mouse attached to the laptop. Now, I want you to describe one of the pictures to your partner and ask your partner to guess which picture you're talking about. Feel free to use some of the expressions such as printer, laptop, phone charger, tablets, MP3 player, or mobile phone. Now, I'd like you to work in pairs with the same partner, ask and answer questions about your classroom. So I want you to look around your classroom or remember how your classroom looks like and then ask and answer questions. What is in your classroom? There are some laptops and there's a whiteboard. There aren't any tablets. So if I ask my partner, I might say, do you have a smart board in your classroom? My partner might say, no, we do not have a smart board in our classroom. We have a regular whiteboard with markers. Now we're going to move on to the reading section for lesson 2. Read the text message conversation. What is in this photo? So let's read first and then try to understand what is in the photo. Hi, Granddad, it's Adam. What are you doing? I am playing chess online. I am winning at the moment. Are you using your new laptop? Yes, it's quite easy to use. What are you doing? I'm doing my computer studies homework. I'm looking at websites for information about 3D printers. What are your mom and Alia doing? They're taking selfies. I'm sending you one of their photos now. Oh yes, that's a great photo. Now, I want you to look at the 3 words in bold or dark black. The first one is online, the second one is 3D printers, and the third one is selfies. Now, if you look on the left-hand side of the photo, this is, of course, a 3D printer. It actually prints objects in 3D form. It creates objects through printing in 3D. Now we're going to match the verbs to the photos. Which of these are in Adam's conversation? Click on the icon, look at a website, make a video call, send a photo, send a text message, take a selfie, tap on the icon, or write an email. Of course, write an email is there. Send a text message, tap on the icon, click on the icon, look at a website, send a photo, make a call, and take a selfie. So let's answer the question. Which of these are in Adam's conversation? The following are mentioned in Adam's conversation. Look at a website, send a photo, and take a selfie. Now let's move to exercise 3. You can reread the text if needed, and let's start with number 1. Who is Adam sending text messages to? Of course, it's very easy to find out that granddad is the same as grandfather. So he is sending to his grandfather a text message. What game is granddad playing online? Granddad is playing chess. Now, number 3. Where is Adam looking for information about 3D printers? Of course, he is using the internet, so he is on a website. Number 4. What are Mom and Alia doing? Mom and Alia are having a lot of fun. They're actually taking selfies. Now, how many of you enjoy taking selfies? Let's move on. Now, I'd like you to work in pairs and discuss. Would you like to use a 3D printer? Why or why not? Is there any object you want to print out in 3D? You need to explain your answer. Do you tap or click on an icon on a mobile phone? And what about a laptop computer? So, do we tap or do we click on an icon on a mobile phone? Think about it and answer. The answer is, of course, you tap on an icon on a phone and you click on an icon on the laptop. So, when you're using your phone, you tap it. But when you're using the laptop, you click on it. Now, question 3. Are icons always the same on all phones or laptops? Yes or no? They are not always the same, but they are usually similar. Now, I want you to look at the icons at the top. I'm sure you know them. You know them very well. The one on the top left is, of course, the phone icon if you want to make a call. And the next one that looks like an envelope is actually an email icon. And the third one is a message or text message icon. If you design an icon for take a selfie, what will it look like? You can draw it in your notebook. Now we're going to move on to the present continuous tenses. We use the present continuous to talk about things that are happening now. So we use the verb to be and the ing form of the main verb. So when do we use the present continuous? Of course, when we're talking about something happening now. So let's look at the examples. I'm eating an apple. He's reading a book. She's reading a book. It's reading a book. Of course, if I say it is, I might be talking about a cartoon character or an animal that speaks in a cartoon or a movie. So that animal might be fictional and therefore might be able to read a book. We're going to move on to we're making chess pieces and they're making chess pieces. Now, like exercise 5, what is happening in the picture? Work in pairs to complete. So I want you to look carefully at picture 1 and picture 2 and picture 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7. Number 1 is done for us, so girl 1 is actually reading a book. A girl is reading a book. Now, let's move on to number 2. The 2 boys are playing football or playing soccer. Number 3. 2 boys are playing chess. 2 boys are playing chess. Picture 4. A girl is looking at a website or using her tablet. And number 5. 2 girls are taking a selfie. Number 6. Look at the picture in number 6. Picture 6. Of course, this is a boy. What is the boy doing? A boy is listening to music. And number 7. A boy is sending a text message. Now we're going to move on to our writing section. What are your classmates and teacher doing now? If you are not in class, you can guess what do your classmates usually do at school. school, in the classroom, along with your teacher. You can use a dictionary if needed. We can look at the example. Ali is reading his English book. So what do people usually do in your class? Write down one sentence. You may use a dictionary if you need to. Now we're going to move on to our exit slip. I'd like you to write a paragraph about technological advancements you cannot live without today. So I'd like you to think about anything related to technology that you use on a daily or regular basis and write down why you cannot live without it today. Remember to write a complete sentence, capitalize and punctuate correctly, and make sure you at least write 4 to 5 sentences. Thank you guys. That was Ms. Sara Basuni. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.